from Prize Property. We're back, and you can see in the process of grinding up some leftover. I still have the one deer that I'm still processing. Never did get a buck. The Pennsylvania rifle season ended yesterday, which was December 9th, 2023. Today's, we had one more deer kill last week that I processed, that I'm processing up. It's been in the cooler with ice and draining out into the drain and everything else. But anyways, I put the back straps and the tenderloins and all that stuff, made it into the freezer. But I have a little bit of, I have 14 pounds of ground meat that I made. And then I have another 10 pounds or so of some more stuff here that I'm going to make sausage out of. I went to the local butcher shop on Friday. Well, I ordered it, and because it's, you know, getting close to Christmas time, they're making hams and pork roasts and everything else, and people are buying this stuff up, but they always have some fat. So with the venison, I mean, anytime I've ever made this breakfast sausage, I've made a couple different kinds, but I've chosen this kind this year, and we really like it. It's called, the spice company is called Cognegger. It's Southern Belle pork sausage seasoning. So it works really well. It tastes really good. It's a great breakfast sausage. And we're going to grind up this other 10 pounds of, or about probably 12 pounds of deer meat that's in that. And then I have 10 pounds of fat and cuttings and everything from the butcher shop. You have to go to a real butcher shop to get this kind of stuff. Like the grocery store, most grocery stores, especially if they're a franchise grocery store, they don't really have real butchers. I'm not saying those guys don't know what they're doing, but they don't have to really butcher. The meat comes in boxes and crates and everything. So I went to the local butcher shop to get this. So that we have a, anyways, I'll take you along, and we'll see how it goes. I've done this before. Give me a couple minutes, we'll grind some of this up, and we'll mix the spices in the mixer and get it all mixed up. And then I'll bring you back when I'm bagging it and putting it in the food saver bags, and like I did the ground meat, the plain ground meat. This package of this Cognegger Southern Belle makes 25 pounds if it's just pork. So I try to mix quite a bit of fat in there, because the deer, of course, does not have any fat. And as soon as I've learned, as soon as that meat is cooked, when you make it into sausage, pull it off. Don't fry it up until it's a hockey puck, because it'll be so dry and you're cooking all the fat out of it. Okay, I'll bring you back here in a minute when I'm getting ready to do everything. Pounds of deer meat in this 5-gallon bucket. 10 pounds or so of fat. There's the ground meat I did today. We're going to get all this stuff in the freezer tonight and get it all on ice. I got a jar somewhere around here in this garage of all the cuttings off of the deer. I'm going to put it in a jar and save it. I'm going to do some trapping this year, but I've already lost the jar. I don't know what I did with it. So I'll get back to you. Oh, I found the jar. The jar's up here in the side-by-side. Anyways, there we go. fat. Back 5 miles. See, I'll get this all ground up and the rest of the meat ground up, and then or the rest, yeah. Anyways, and then I'll get back to you, and then we'll mix it in the mixer with the spices. Get as much of the venison, like the last part through, so I want to blow that pork fat into the mix, because the pork fat does bind up to the grinder a little bit. Right up, like that. This is a 20-pound mixer. Let me get this stuff mixed underneath so I can put the rest of it in. Here's the spice again. Supposed to be good for 25 pounds. We're 22, 23 maybe. I don't know for sure exactly what we are. A little less than 25. I know that. I've used this spice a few times and really like it. I've actually used it on wild pig too, and it was excellent. You dump it down this slot and crank it in a little bit and get it started. And I can see that I dumped it on the lid too. I'll just dump it all in through the open lid. The slot didn't work out real well. Too much stuff came out at one time, I guess. Let me bring you over here and see this. Here we are, cranking it. It's kind of a pain. You got to hold on it with two hands, but you can see the spices in there, and you can see the deer meat, and you can see the pig fat or hog fat. Let me get the mix in here. And there'll just be a bunch of this for a while until I feel it's mixed up good enough. Then we'll start separating it into, I have a scale and stuff here, and I'll start separating it into 1 pound packages. But there'll be a lot of this. I just bought this mixer this year. I've already used it on some of the deer that I was processing. I used some in the deer meat, and some other ground meat. I used Italian seasoning, which we have found from that same spice company that we liked it. So this pan's about ready to fall off table. So I'm gonna get the mixing. I'll bring you back here in a little bit. A lot of mixing. I do it for a little bit, get tired, stop for a little bit, mix some more. But if you're gonna process or hunt, because it's not cost effective by any means, you're gonna have to start doing it yourself a little bit. That's the reason I got all this stuff. Plus to do the food plots and everything else. It's not very cost effective. Not at all. So I like to try to do this. Plus I know that it's my deer. Not saying all those other places aren't truthful, but they do so many. I mean, especially when you start going into the specialized stuff like this sausage, they're not gonna do each deer individually. They're gonna mix mix and match deer. And I know I take care in cleaning mine. Anyways, I'm tired again. Well, I've mixed it a bunch. Looks like ham salad now, if any of you know what ham salad is. Mixed up pretty good. I'm gonna make 1 pound package. Now if you start it with the dish on it, it tells you, it zeroes it with the dish on it. And I like to make my packages 1 pound packages so that we can, just like anything else, works better, easier if it's in 1 pound packages. Oops, I'm gonna measure it out. It's mixed pretty good. Also very gummy now. A little over, but that'll work. The regular ground meat was easier to handle than this stuff mixed with everything. It is sausage. Really, this stuff's really good with eggs. I love this Southern Belle. I can see I'm going to be fighting this for a while. So I'll have to end up cleaning the inside of the bags out so I can seal them. You get the idea of what I'm doing here. Let me get this bagged up, and then I'll bring it back when I'm food savoring them or putting them in the inside the shrink vacuum sealer. So after I get this one loaded, you get the idea of what I'm doing here. You get it. Still packing. So far we got $16 pounds of sausage. We'll get it. Still some more in here. I mean, we really like this, and it is good. It's a good mixture. Kind of a pain in the butt to make, but I guess you could put it in links if you wanted to, but again, then I'd have to set the grinder up in a different way, because I have the tubes for the grinder. And it's another process, and the last time I made small links, I kept busting them. Anyways, we'll keep going. 24 pounds of Southern Belle sausage, plus I took maybe closer to 25 pounds, because, I mean, my measuring might be a little bit off when I'm using that little scale, but I also took a bowl of it in, put it in the refrigerator. Gonna fry it up tomorrow. Then I'll get back out here in the garage and do some cleanup. But anyways, let me get the vacuum sealing. I like to do it a couple times just to make sure it's really sealed. Roll it over, smash it out so it lays in the freezer nice for storage, and there you go. Only got 24 more to go. Nice, neat package that can go in the freezer. Oh, it's all done. Had to break out the new vacuum sealer. This one's a Black & Decker. The old Food Saver, which is vacuum sealed a lot of deer meat, and plus whatever else we did with it. But we knew it was in the brink of quitting. If you noticed, when I was using it in earlier part of this video, I had to hold everything down all the time. And the latches, well, it decided to crap the bed. This one's going to take some getting used to. I knew how the other one worked. I only had to seal so many packages of it with it. But anyways, we got 14 pounds of ground deer meat and 24 pounds of Southern Belle ground deer meat and pork. Anyways, that's a cool thing. That's how you get it done. Like I said, there's no way to ever recoup the money that you do into deer hunting, especially if you get into it as serious as I did. But this is one way you can help yourself make it a little cheaper each year. And I have the time to do it now. So anyways,